Exhibit A, the unilateral cancellation of the oil and gas industry by Megan Woods and the former Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Not just ruining our sovereign risk profile, but two politicians who chilled and undermined the confidence and certainty in the investment community. Thus today we have shrinking supplies of a key Indigenous resource, the oil and gas industry. Look no further, New Zealanders, to the long-term consequences of that decision, which was celebrated as a nuclear-free moment. Sadly, it's fact-free. We are now living with the consequences. Exhibit 2, an unwillingness, a level of animus from the Green Party to the coal resources of New Zealand. We can power up New Zealand by using our domestic coal resources, but that party would rather see New Zealanders thrown on the unemployment scrap heap, as we've witnessed this week. They would rather see people cold. They would rather see people in their retirement years too afraid to put the jug on or the sleeping blanket just so they can cover themselves in an ideological blanket of piety and self-righteousness. Exhibit 3. Look at the attitude and the behaviour of the cartel, otherwise known as the gentailers. They have no accent, emphasis or responsibility to care for the overarching energy interests of our entire nation. Sadly, they are responding to the incentives that they are legally entitled to enjoy, i.e. short-term profit, 150% rise in profit with one of those companies, if I'm not mistaken, it's Mercury, yet a 3% reduction in the amount of energy they produce. If that's not evidence, Mr. Speaker, that something, as Shakespeare says, is rotten in the heart of Denmark, there's something rotten at the heart of the rules and regulations where households are going to suffer energy hardship, where firms are being driven to the wall, but no extraordinarily high dividends are being celebrated in those boardrooms today. That is not paving the way for a prosperous or internationally competitive New Zealand. That is why we need to delve deeply and robustly and to change the rules and regulations and not rely on these phantom organisations such as the Electricity Authority to regulate on behalf of New Zealanders. If they were ever going to do that vanilla popsicle, why have they not delivered the results today? I recall, Mr. Speaker, when Helen Clark broke telecom in half because there was no trust between where the true costs and true profit centres were in respect of the wholesale and the retail market. We've reached a point in time we need to be absolutely sure that the people who own the customers in the power industry in New Zealand, i.e. the gentailers, are not profiting at a rude level from those such as industry, those such as enterprises, sadly, that we've seen go to the wall today.
Yeah.
Beyond this power debate, we've got a deeper problem in New Zealand, i.e. the divorcing of climate rhetoric, climate shrillness from facts. I belong to New Zealand first, not climate first. We have many challenges in New Zealand, not just climate. We have challenges of defence. We have challenges of security. We have challenges of equity. None of that can be paid for unless we generate consistently an economic dividend, something that side of the House is incapable of getting around or incapable of supporting us to achieve. In the absence of clear, pragmatic, trade-off politics, we are going to condemn ourselves to a downward trajectory. Whether it's the renting from the Māori Party trying to mythologise the quality of life prior to the treaty. No, we need a pragmatic, forceful quality of leadership, and I look forward to providing that example over the next few weeks in terms of turning around the gruesome ways of these gentailers profiting at the expense of ordinary Kiwis.